County Veteran Service Officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome in. Happy Sunday. This is What's Next 24. We got the host, as always, Mike and Cherry, as well as a full studio today. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That is the Sarner Heyman text line. Facebook, YouTube, X, Owl Channel 961. Great ways to put a face to the voice. With that being said, throw it over to the host, Mike Cherry.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to What's Next on 93.7 The Ticket, where we are just so excited today. This is a big special day. It's not only a hot day, but it's a great day to talk about motorcycles and some other things. Sherry, are you ready to begin?
I think so.
All right. Why don't you begin?
Well, first of all, you're listening to What's Next with Mike and Sherry on 93.7 The Ticket FM. Today, we are super excited. We're super proud to shine a light on some of the kindest, toughest folks you'll ever meet. Folks who ride not just for the thrill of the road, but for something far more important, the safety and well-being of our kids. They're called BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse. And their mission is simple but powerful, to make sure that no child ever feels afraid or alone again. BACA got its start in 1995 when a biker and a licensed therapist in Provo, Utah, saw a need. He was seeing a lot of kids that were walking through some severe abuse. And he hit the road to meet that need. What began as a one-man on a mission has grown into a worldwide movement, and it's going strong right here in the good old Cornhusker. I can't talk this morning. In a good old Cornhusker
State.
Thank you. Good old Cornhusker State. Nebraska is what I'm trying to say, you guys. Anyway, across Nebraska, 3 chapters carry that mission forward. The Eastern Nebraska chapter, the Central Nebraska chapter, and our very own Star City chapter right here in Lincoln. These aren't just motorcycle riders. They're trained advocates, always ready to ride out and stand beside kids of all ages during the hardest times of their young lives. From courtroom hallways to front porches, these men and women show up with open hearts and steady hands. Their presence says one thing loud and clear: you are not alone anymore, and it's okay for you to be a kid. So today we tip our hats, we rev our engines for all of Nebraska's BACA chapters, but especially the hometown heroes right here in Lincoln. They make our community stronger, safer, and a whole lot prouder. Right now, we've got more on their powerful work. We can't wait to dig into their stories, and you will see how you can ride alongside them in spirit. So welcome, guys. We are so pumped.
Yes. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good. Good morning.
Really glad you're here. BACA. First, tell us what BACA stands for.
BACA stands for Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Yes, it does. Before we get started, would you mind, each one of you, would you mind introducing yourself? Go ahead and start.
My name's Dozer.
Stormin.
And I'm Doc.
And Doc.
And then we've got Timber standing back there sitting in too.
Guys, we're really so happy that you came down to us. Why don't you just let's start out this way, a little bit of history. Could you share a little bit about how did each of you discover BACA and why you got into it?
So 9 years ago, I had a buddy that was looking to join BACA and said, hey, you should come check this out, and came to a meeting and knew right away that this is where I needed to be, and been here 9 years now and don't look to walk away anytime soon.
Well, I'm Stormin, and I about 3 years ago went on a poker run with a buddy of mine, and when we stopped at the last stop and they do all the auctions and everything, I looked around, I saw all these back patches saying BACA, and I didn't want to stare at these bikers. I mean, come on. And then I Googled it and said, oh wow, that's pretty cool. So I found one of their members at Frontier Harley and said, hey, I need to know more about it, and I've been with them ever since.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been in for a little over 10 years. Met the president at the time. We kind of knew each other from some parties and stuff. I used to do karaoke music for an anniversary we were doing, and he was a neighbor, and I got to know him. And then I met him at the bike show, and he talked me into coming to a meeting, and it's like Dozer. I haven't looked back since.
And what is your name?
I'm Doc. Sorry.
Timber, you want to lean in quick and just give us a quick how you got started?
I'm Timber. I came I come from a history of child abuse, and I've adopted some children out of foster care that were also victims of abuse. And I've always been looking for something. And when I saw the BACA sign, I knew that I needed to check it out. Sent Doc an email. He invited me to a meeting, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Well, let's for the audience that doesn't know, let's dive into the mission and goals and objectives of BACA a little bit. Please, anyone who would like to jump in, please share a little bit. What are some of the core values and objectives of BACA today?
Basically, just to empower children so they're not afraid of this world in which they live.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. I jump into a little bit though. The why? Why did this organization develop? Some people maybe not know.
Well, if you think about it, Chief, the guy who started this, you know, he worked with children that were getting ready to go to court and stuff that were abused, and a lot of them would just clam up because they'd get opposition from the opposing party and their family and friends that would try to intimidate them.
Right.
And so he could work with them, and then they'd fold. They wouldn't testify.
Yeah.
And so he got some biker buddies together and went out and said, let's go see these kids. And boy, it worked.
Yeah, it did. As we were studying on this last night, watching some videos and so forth about the power of BACA and the commitment. What I was so impressed with was with the heart, the commitment of you gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen involved in BACA. But people may not know you're a nonprofit organization.
Yes, we're a 501c3 nonprofit.
Yes, people may not look at you when they see you in bikes and leather, that it's a nonprofit organization, and it's set up that way. What would you say, guys, would set BACA apart from other support groups?
Well, we're really not a support group. We're just a body of bikers to empower abused kids, not to feel afraid in the world in which they live. There's plenty of organizations out there to help out, lend support, big brothers, big sisters, ones like that. We're here mainly just for the kids. That's all we are. Our mission is narrow, and that's all we do. Is we're there for the kids.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I've over the years too. I like to ride Harleys. I've been out to Frontier. I've been Dylan's up in Omaha and around and ride, and I see the BACA jackets. Pretty impressed by it. People may not know who you are when you first see them. You just think maybe just another biker organization, but it's truly different. Well, I'd like to jump into a little bit. Somebody see, like you mentioned, you saw the patch, you see the jacket. What does it take to become a member?
So in order to join our organization, you have to attend 2 consecutive monthly meetings. And at that time, we advise you to have a road name picked out. Otherwise, you may end up with a road name you don't really like.
Because they'll pick it for you.
Yes. But I think we still have like a Bambi left. For the longest time, we had a Choo Choo. You know, we had some pretty good ones. And then at that time, we do an FBI background check.
Correct.
And we do it electronically right here in Lincoln with a company. And we're looking for unpaid child support, any domestic violence, child abuse, anything of that nature.
Yeah.
And we are very strict when it comes to those results. When they actually come to you electronically, you're not allowed to open them till like myself or Timber or one of the exec board members are present with you as you open that email. If you open it before we are present, then you're going to go redo it. So we can verify that you didn't tamper with it.
Yeah, you really set some high standards and very strict. See, people may not realize this. Tell us a little bit, what is expected? What's your expectations from members?
So to have a back patch, you have to maintain 80%. And when we say 80%, we have our summer picnic, which is once a year. We have a winter party, which is once a year with all the BACA kids. We have our 100-mile ride, which is once a year. And then we have level ones. Well, level ones, we could have 1 a weekend, or we could have 6 a weekend. We just don't know till that time comes. And then we also have court, and we can mandate court for everybody to be present. We've never done that in the 9 years that I've been here. You know, but we also have what they call supporters, which don't have a back patch. And the difference between a supporter and a member is when you are a member, you can be a primary to a BACA child. So you are the point of contact for that child 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, good or bad. And then you go do follow-up visits with them.
Well, too, I wanted to back up a little bit too. BACA, for people that don't know, is worldwide, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
We're in all states and 21 countries overseas, and we're just starting in Costa Rica.
And just to review, in Nebraska, we have 3 chapters. Is this
Yes.
correct? But you
Yes.
all work together.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
And one of you said on the phone, and I apologize, I don't remember which one. I wrote it down, and actually, I think it was Doc. That was, and I'm going to misquote this, but one BACA, one
nation,
one
Yeah,
nation,
one BACA, one
yes.
nation.
So it doesn't matter if it's the United States. It's every BACA chapter around the world.
Yeah, there's no boundaries, no borders. We had an incident where we had a level 2 in a state, and it was a population about what 2,000 people.
Yeah, it was tiny.
And it was a small one, and it was a bad situation for everybody involved. And they put a call out to the BACA Nation, and within 48 hours, there was 2,700 BACA members there.
Yeah, there's a lot of commitment, a lot of
Yes.
love in this organization. I can
And
tell.
that's all the way up to Canada.
Yep.
Wow.
So
And it's not, I mean, we looked at some statistics yesterday, and these got to me a little bit. Over 550,000 children were confirmed victims of abuse and neglect in the U.S., and this was just in 2022. I can imagine what those statistics are in 24 and 25. That's 8 out of every 1,000 children that are abused in some way. And I think when we talk abuse, it's not just kids that are getting beat on. There's so many forms of abuse. Do you see a lot of kids across the board that it's not just physical?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. There's we handle all kinds of abuse. As long as that child is scared and afraid, then we're going to step in and help out.
Well, look, as before we will talk about the children in a minute. What I want to talk about, people don't understand. Harrison, I don't know if you can show the window here. I don't know if you can show that. There's motorcycles parked out in front of this building. They're beautiful. They're wonderful machines. They're wonderful to ride. Let's jump in a little bit. What's the role of the motorcycle culture play within BACA?
So let's be honest. When you got 40 guys walking in to a courthouse that are all dressed in leather, it's pretty intimidating.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't stop to think when these kids got to go to court. We're in small towns too. Some of these hallways, they're 8-10 foot long from the entry to the courtroom. Well, they have no choice but to walk past their perpetrator, the one that they have to stand up and testify against. And when we're surrounding those children, they feel protected. They think, okay, nobody can get to me.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
And as we were saying earlier, we were doing some research on it. We talked about one of the bikers. His name was Bad Bob in Cincinnati. He was doing a TED Talk in Cincinnati. And it was beautiful. It was, just touch your heart. But he was talking about the image of the bike, that the kids draw to the bike. They draw to you. Yes. They're interested. They're curious. Can you share a little bit about that? When the kids come out and see you, come up. That Bad Bob talked about how a child came up, wanted to hug him, hugged his leg.
Yeah, it's the bikes are cool for the kids. We also during the level 1, we let them pick a bike and they can go for a ride on one. We do a certain have certain protocols we got to do, but they pick their bike, and probably 95% of the time they want to go for a ride.
They want to go
sometimes
for a ride.
no, they'll sit back, but then like during the follow-ups, well, I really wish I would have had a ride. Well, then we reschedule and get everybody back out there and take them for a ride again.
Yeah, no, it was very interesting. On the video, just to give the example, it said the child was very, a little scared at first, but then curious later. Came up to him, and it was really beautiful. What do you think the unique bond is that forms over the love of motorcycles within the group?
Yeah, freedom.
Yep. Yeah,
freedom and brotherhood.
There's the side of the brotherhood, family, loyalty, trust, commitment, and everything to everybody.
Well,
you see it quite a bit.
Having been in the military, and you have that camaraderie ship.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what branch or anything, but you can still feel it. I mean, we pick on each other.
Yeah.
For the different branches and different jobs even, but boy, there's camaraderie ship.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt that since the military days.
Wow. What's that mean to you?
Oh man, these are my brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Any other comments, guys? That's beautiful. Feel the same way?
Oh yeah. We tell new people coming into our meetings that it's a very big time commitment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weeks that I spend more time with these guys than I do with my own family and friends outside of BACA.
Well, I want to make sure that I get this in. Tell us about the patch and what it symbolizes. Explain the patch.
Go ahead, Stormin.
Okay. Well, you've seen the design and everything in the fist and all that. All the colors mean something.
Yes.
You know, the red is for the blood of that has been shed by the innocent children. You know, the white is for their innocence. You know, the black is for the dark times that they've gone through. Okay, the fist is our commitment to our fight against child abuse, and the skull and crossbones is for death to child abuse.
Yeah.
And there's chains on there.
Yes.
There's links us together as one United Nation, one BACA.
Yeah, patch means something, doesn't it?
It does. It means everything.
Out of the 30 years BACA's been around, most people know kind of the corporate world. Documents change, logos change over the years. Our mission statement and this back patch has never changed since day one.
But kids that are going through what they're going through need that consistency.
Yeah,
they need that consistency.
They see the patch. They know there was somebody safe.
Right. Absolutely. You change that up and it's
Yeah.
just cause more confusion in their lives.
Guys, I probably know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you, what did it feel like when you put the patch on for the first time?
Oh my God.
Best thing there is.
Yep. Man, it's
You want
a
to see
thrill.
tough grown man cry? Put this patch on his back.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you look at it, and I'm sure you talk to new people that join, I'd like to hear what kind of responsibilities comes with wearing that patch.
Well, it's a big time commitment because wearing the patch means we can be a primary to a child.
Correct.
Each child gets 2 primaries 24/7. That's a bigger commitment than a lot of the agencies can do. You know, you might have a child advocate person, but they can't call them at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Call us at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
We'll answer.
Exactly.
Wow.
No.
So you're assigned certain kids, and then that's how that goes out, and they've got your number. And
Yep.
wow,
Every time we bring a child into our organization, they're assigned 2 primaries that they can get a hold of 24/7.
how do you pick those primaries?
The child liaison and the executive board members that go to the initial, they kind of get a feel for how the child reacts, how their attitude, their likes, and they kind of pick somebody close that will get along with them.
Matching personality,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, guys, what I'd like to ask was, I see the patch. I love it. I love the camaraderie and the bikes and the whole thing. But the main purpose is, of course, the children. Number one goal is the kids. Walk us through how does BACA step in to support the child? Tell us a little bit about the process. People may not understand this. What's the process
To bring a child in?
Well, how does first of all, maybe how does someone first know you or seek you out? Children who need you but don't know how to get a hold of you or not aware. How does this work?
We do presentations and we work closely with law enforcement, Brave Bee, Child Advocacy Center, DHHS. We have contacts in all those agencies. We do presentations as often as we can there because their staff changes so much. And we just try to get the information out to them. And then they pass it on to the legal guardian of the child. And then that legal guardian has to contact us to get us involved. Because grandma might want to get us involved, but mom has custody and mom doesn't want to do anything about it or anything else. So the legal guardian has to get us involved. And at that point, then we send the child liaison and a couple of board members and our security officer, and they go talk to the family, talk to the child, and make sure it's something the child wants to do. Sometimes it's more, if mom tries to take things over, but we're there for the child.
And to back up too, your number one goal is to do what? Just simply protect
Empower
child.
the
Empower
child,
right?
not feel afraid in the world in which they live.
Which they live. I know you can't get into specifics, but can you share a story that sticks out in your mind? Remember a positive change? Can you share a story?
I think we can do that.
Yeah.
I know you can't say
Without- with-
specifics, but if you can just.
We had a child that was autistic, had been abused,
Mhm.
and he our first initial level 1 with this kid, he was he was shy. He was the noise bothered him. He had issues, and but by the time we had done some follow-ups and everything with him, Timber raced him. So I mean, it was the light just came back in his eyes. He was just awesome.
Yeah.
He's not afraid.
He'd climb on all the bikes, and he actually figured out without even telling him how to start every single one of them.
They're very, I had a special needs daughter, and I've worked with autistic kids, and those kids with autism are probably some of the most smartest humans you'll ever come across.
So just to chime in, when that particular child met us, he didn't even want fist bumps from us. He didn't want us to touch him, didn't want us to be close to him. He wouldn't stand within 6 feet of us. We see him today, and he runs to us, and he has to physically hug each and every one of us before the meeting's over.
Well, when you talk about hugs, if you share this, I thought this was great. This almost made me cry. I'm a softie. Sherry's a softie too. Talk about the BACA teddy bear, BACA bear. I think that's really cool. What I saw last night on that show and what the bear represents.
So what we do is at the level 1, we have a BACA teddy bear that actually has a little BACA t-shirt on it. And then we also present a blanket. And these blankets that these kids get are only available to the kids. Like none of us can ever have one. And what we do is we show it to them, and then we will fold the blanket back up as best as grown men can fold a blanket. And we pass it around, and we fill it full of courage. And we give each other a hug, and we fill that teddy bear full of courage. And then we present it to the kid, and we let them know that it never runs out of courage. And that teddy bear is something that they can cuddle, they can carry with them to get through the hard times.
Do you guys, what we saw, do you guys do this? I'm sure you probably do the same thing, but the BACA bear, the gentleman that was talking about it said they fill it with hugs.
Yep.
And it's filled with hugs. And then the kids can hold that and get a hug back if you're not there with them. And there was a story of, I believe, a little girl where she called her, and I know you don't call them sponsors, but she called her BACA guy. Yeah. And her teddy bear was out of hugs. And her teddy bear ran out of hugs. So they all went over. They all went over in mass and refilled that teddy bear with the hugs. And I'm telling you what, that about put me to the floor.
Yeah, that was wonderful, wonderful,
Well,
wonderful piece.
if you really get down to it, it's filled with hugs, it's filled with courage, it's filled with love.
Yeah.
It's filled with everything that they need.
If they ever feel scared, they can grab their BACA blanket, wrap themselves up, and it makes them feel better.
Oh, that's just awesome. Guys, I just see from Harrison we need to take a break, so we'll be right back with more with BACA in just a minute. Thank you.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity? Positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. The weekend is here, and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Make your move fun and easy with the help of Movers and Shakers. Movers and Shakers is homegrown, female-led, and ready to help make your transition to a new space as seamless as possible. They excel at residential and commercial moving jobs, as well as offer home cleanouts and junk removal services. Moving into a new place is stressful enough, so let Movers and Shakers ease the transition. Give them a call today at 712-899-6265 or book your move online at www.moversandShakersNE.com today.
Back to What's Next 24 from the 93.7 The Ticket studio with the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, come Sunday mornings. This is What's Next 24. As you can tell by over the break, we got the bikes in front of the window. We got a full studio, 1040 O Street. We got the host, as always, Mike and Sherry.
Yep, welcome back, everybody. This is great. We're having a wonderful show with BACA. I just wanted to mention again, BACA's role is unique. They don't investigate or treat abuse, but they provide a powerful layer of emotional and physical support to help the child feel safe again, especially during court proceedings or times of fear. Sherry, why don't you again introduce our guests?
During the break, we had another wonderful guest walk in, and I know, and he's like, I don't want to do this, but too bad.
He's got to.
This is Preacher. Preacher, raise your hand so they know who you are. They can see you. Preacher's the one that started all this and got us in touch with this guys. And you know what? I have to give you just 1,000 kudos for doing this and reaching out and making all this happen, because this is just.
Now, guys,
we're so excited. This is huge for us.
Now, you might know that those names are not their real names, and that's for a purpose. Would you like to explain that, guys?
Yes.
Just give a little
explain
understanding.
It's mainly for security.
Yeah.
For us and our families, our kids, our BACA kids. That's why our BACA kids are assigned a road name as well.
Yep. To flip the script a little bit, this is a really serious topic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a really bad deal. I don't think the audience or people really realize how severe child abuse is. It's not only emotional, physical, many different ways of what it causes kids throughout the years. Does you want to talk about a little bit about level one? What is level one?
So after we do our initial and we set the primaries, then we go do what they call level one, which is we go in with the whole chapter, and we may go to the child's home, or if it's not a safe location, we've used city parks, stuff like that. We will come in with the whole chapter. I have a security team. We will actually set a perimeter, and once we are there, nobody is allowed to come or go. So we ask mom, dad, grandma, whoever has custody at that time, who is going to be at that level one. And if they say, okay, these people are going to be there, then we tell them, okay, we're going to meet you at 11, have them there by 10:50. Once we get there at 11, if grandma comes rolling in at 11:03, grandma's going to get turned away and told, nope, you're not going to enter. Sorry. We go through, our child liaison will go up to the child and talk to them and see if they want a side hug, a fist bump, a high five, or if they don't want anything. Then we actually will go through every BACA member in our chapter, and they'll walk up to that kid and they introduce themselves. Then we present them their own vest with a back patch they cut out or picked out on their own. And then they get presented the BACA blanket, a BACA teddy bear, and then a nightlight that actually shines the big BACA logo up on their wall or ceiling.
Very nice.
And then we'll sit and talk. Oh, and then we assign them their two primaries. We introduce them. And then we'll stand around and chit chat. We ask them how school's going, what their activities are, what they enjoy doing, and everything like that. And it's neat to see when we first get there, these kids are just like tied to their mom or dad, grandma's legs, that very shut down, don't want nobody to touch them, don't want to be around nobody. And by the end of it, we're out doing cartwheels and running, and Timber's been volunteered for I don't know how many races down sidewalks. And awesome. Then we ask them if they want to go for a ride, and if they choose to go for a ride, they get to go through. In order to give a ride, you have to have a back patch and a backrest on your bike, because our number one priority is safety. We don't want nobody getting injured. So they pick out their bike and we take them for a ride, and we tell them, if we take off and you get scared halfway through, you let that person know and we'll go straight back to our location.
You and the kids pick out names for themselves.
Yep. Oh yeah. We've had some
I bet you've had some doozies.
Oh yeah,
that's some good names. I thought it was cute on the video. I think I saw the girl's name on the video. Peppermint. Peppermint.
Yep.
Oh, that was great.
I bet you've had Spider-Man and Barbie and all sorts of stuff.
Princess.
Yeah.
I've had
Snickers.
Shakes.
Oh, I like that.
We had one that was named Shakes.
Shakes.
This is all part of the empowerment right from the get-go.
Yeah.
When they start deciding, they get to make the choice. Do they want to have the fist bump? Do they want a high five? Do they want nothing?
You know,
it's all part of that empowerment.
It gives them
right
their
from the
control
get-go.
back. It gives them
Exactly.
some sense of control back of their life.
You made me think, and I think people would like to hear the changes you see in a child. Can you share a little bit when they get that jacket, and you see them the next time, or
when they're presented their cut, and it has their road name that they picked out. Once again, their choice.
That's great.
They're the smiles on their face, and we're like, "Do you want to put it on?" And they put that thing on, and all of a sudden they're like, "I'm a biker."
Mm-hmm.
They love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the beginning
You
of the
talk
change.
about going to court, and we just touched briefly on the road names and the security and things, and it was really interesting to me because I guess you don't think about it. You go to court to support them, but the outside people don't realize that when you do that, and when have you said it on the phone to us, basically you're walking in with a target on your back. Because and I thought about that, and it's not just the abuser, it's the abuser's family, it's the abuser's friends, that are supporting them, so to speak. And have you guys ever, outside of court, ever had threats or people come after you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've had people, not so much around here, but in other states. They've been run off the road. All kinds of stuff.
Wow.
We had one guy, the violence towards BACA. Oh, you put so and so in jail. Well, no, we didn't. He did himself.
Right.
We just empowered that child to do what they had to do.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, let's be clear on what you can and cannot do. I mean, and like you said, in court, you are there for what? To do what?
So we are there to empower that child to get up and face their perpetrator and tell their story. And we will sit in that courtroom from the time that trial starts till that child is done testifying with that child. We will give that child the choice. If they have, some courthouses don't have little conference rooms that we can go off into to keep everybody separate. So we have to sit in that court the whole time. Well, we will give that child the choice. Where do they want to sit in that group? And we will surround them so nobody can get to them. And if they go to the bathroom, we actually will send people to the females with them to the bathroom, or males, depending on, and we make sure that there's nobody in that bathroom that can get to that child. And then we will escort them back to the conference room, to the courtroom, wherever we may be sitting. But that whole time that we're sitting in that courtroom, not a one of us can show any emotions. And let me tell you, there is times you're sitting here listening to a therapist, to the prosecuting attorney. They don't leave no details out. They go into full details. There's pictures that get shown. And you can't show any emotion. You can't show any judgment, nothing. You have to be there and be that rock for that child.
How do you guys deal with that once you leave that courtroom and you get in your car to drive home to your families? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, you guys are human beings, people. How do you support each other?
So a lot of us, our spouses, are actually part of BACA. So we can go home and cope with them. We can sit down, we can vent and everything like that. We do have people that don't have spouses that are in BACA, and we go through a lot of training for that, of how to cope with it. And that's when we lend a shoulder and say, hey, come cry on my shoulder. Let's get through this.
Now, one of you had mentioned to us that your significant others or your spouses, that they have to be members of BACA in order for you to even vent to them.
Yes.
About these issues.
Yep.
Yeah. BACA business is BACA business.
That's
Mhm.
it. That's yeah. And it's you can't even take it to your most loved person
Yeah.
Nope.
unless they are part of it.
Yes.
I'd like to take a moment to read this. I saw some information that I found interesting. So these are such good bullet points. It says Bikers Against Child Abuse has had a profound and lasting impact on children who experience abuse. Offer not just protection, but empowerment. I love this. Empowerment. Here are some of the key ways BACA has made a difference. Number one, they restore confidence. Number two, a visible support system. They're available 24/7. I love the term courtroom courage. Love that. You know, facing an abuser in court can be terrifying. BACA members attend court proceedings when permitted to help children feel less intimidated, which can lead to more accurate and a confident testimony. The global reach, with over 350 chapters worldwide, BACA's mission has been expanded far beyond Utah's roots. From the U.S. to Europe and Australia, their message is the same. No child deserves to live in fear. Wow, that's powerful. Also, emotional healing. Survivors often describe BACA as a second family. Children who once felt isolated now ride with a crew that make them feel seen, heard, and fiercely protected. Their impact isn't measured in numbers alone. It's the stories of the children who stand taller, speak louder, and smile wider because someone showed up for them on two wheels with open hearts, and probably some on three wheels.
Definitely.
I love that. I think that had to be read. I think that's so.
And we'll kind
so
of
important.
touch base on that, where you had said that they started writing with BACA. Omaha, our chapter there, we actually have a female that was a BACA child, and she is now a member of BACA. Her dad is also a member, and BACA had helped her get through her situation. And yep, the minute she was of age, she joined right up.
Wow.
Well, I wanted to ask you that question. You've been in, you said 9 years.
Yes.
Is that correct? Are you able to keep in contact with them over the period of time if they choose to? Do they?
Yes.
Stick with you?
Yep. So, an example, we have our poker run coming up July 19th. I have a BACA child that I was a primary on, and she is actually coming to be our guest speaker and tell her story at our poker run. She has since aged out, but she can still reach out and say, hey, I'm doing good, da 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 da. You know, the biggest thing is we go to the grocery store. Okay. With this cut on or with this cut off, I'm still BACA. People still know me with BACA. Same with all these other gentlemen in here. So we'll be walking through a grocery store with our families, and you'll hear our road name get announced, and you turn around, and it could be a BACA child that Doc was a primary to, but they remember you from their level 1 and know your face, and they'll just come up and, hey, just wanted to say hi, and then off they go. And
wow.
Yep.
I want to get this in just before we break. I know we got to take a break here real quick, guys. I have a quick question. You're a 401c? 501c, excuse me. What do you guys need most right now from the community? People, money, what do you need?
Basically, the biggest help we can get is get the word out about child abuse, breaking the chains of child abuse. We need support from the community as far as, you know, getting us in contact with the families that need our help. You know, there's so many kids out there that need our help that we're.
Can people who not want to ride, or that can people volunteer? Let me ask you that. Can they volunteer in a way or in a background support? I don't know, like donations, food, supplies, blankets.
The biggest thing that we struggle is each child receives their own jean jacket vest. If anybody that's been to a store lately knows jean jackets are scarce. So if somebody out there has a whole closet full of jean jackets,
there you go.
Feel free to reach out to a local chapter and look at donating.
That'd be
those.
great. Guys, I'm sorry. Time goes quick. We got to take another break, and we'll be right back in just a minute.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends August 31st or while supplies last. Acres, your John Deere dealer.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Hi, I'm Asher on summer break and about to start second grade. Thanks to awesome people like you who picked Aloe Fiber, they donated $193,000 to schools like mine. This summer, I'm using my fast internet to keep learning, and I can't wait to tell my teacher everything I discovered. So if you're a grown-up picking internet, choose Aloe, because Aloe chooses us, our schools, our town, and our future. Go to aloefiber.com to learn more.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Back to What's Next 24 from the 93.7 The Ticket studio with the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got BACA in studio in the house. As always, Mike and Sherry with just about a few minutes left here.
Thanks, Harrison. This has just been such an exciting show for us, and I just can't thank these guys enough. Mike and I wrote a book called Next 24. Part of what I wrote is a chapter to women finding your joy again, and I told my story. Part of my story, and I was able to tell Timber before the show, part of my story is that, and I'm trying not to be emotional here. I was living here in Lincoln as a child and went to a Christian school, a Lutheran school, very, very, very small. 2 classes in one room, 10 kids in my class, and 1 teacher for 2 classes. And the principal, who was very high up in the church, and was also the principal. And this was back in the middle 60s. And you could spank kids in school back then. So everybody pretty much had the fear of God in this man. And for 5th and 6th grade, he was taking all of us girls one at a time, and he was sexually molesting us in his office during recess, and he would just take turns. We would talk about it on the playground. We didn't tell anybody because we were so terrified, and he was a little threatening. Don't tell your parents. This is just our time. And I didn't tell anybody till I was 32 years old and in counseling for abusive marriage. And what you guys do, I mean, coming from somebody who was in that, who experienced that, what you guys do is just beyond the pale. The teddy bears, the blankets, the going into court. Of course, back then nobody told because it wasn't something that was talked about or even that you heard about. And you know, I told Mike yesterday, I've kicked myself 1,000 times that I didn't have support and have the courage to come forward and say, hey, this is going on. And because then I imagine how many more children was he doing this to. But anyways, I can't support you guys enough, what you're doing from the standpoint of a child. And I know you realize what you're doing, but unless you've been in that situation, I don't even know if you can 100% grasp what you're doing for these kids. One of you said on the phone to us this week, we give the child a chance to be a child again, because these perpetrators steal. They steal part of your spirit. They steal your childhood. And that's really hard to get back. It's really hard to get back. And, you know, we want to support you guys any ways we can. We talked about that on the break and stuff. I'm going to let Micah take it from here because I swore I wasn't going to break down on the show.
No, thank you guys. And we've only got a few more minutes, so I wanted to make sure. You had mentioned your phone is too silent.
Correct.
Yes.
You gave the stats on what child abuse cases, and I think it was in
2022.
And that grows exponentially every year. But yet our phone isn't ringing that much. We want to be busy every day, every weekend. And we know there's kids out there that need us. They just don't know how to find us.
Don't know how can they find you?
We have a website, bacaworld.org. And on that website, you can search out chapters. And when you click on chapters, it'll bring up states. And then you click on your state. And then on that state, it'll bring up whatever chapters are in that state. Click on whichever chapter is closest to you. It'll bring up several contacts. In our case, I think there's 3 or 4 that you can email. And that's exactly what I did. I got on, found Doc, emailed him, and here I am.
That's awesome.
We need people to know about us. We need parents to know that we're here for them.
Guys, we've only got a few minutes. I want to make sure we always do this on every show, and I love it. We give each of you the time and the mic. If you'd like to start down with you, you can speak from the heart. What would you like to say to the community?
My biggest thing is reach out to us. If you know that there's abuse going on and can use our help, reach out to us. Let us get involved and, give you your choices back and empower you not to live in fear anymore and be able to tell your story.
Excellent. Storm?
I would say that abuse happens. There's in all demographics, rich, poor, any race, it doesn't matter. It's there. And I would encourage the children and the legal parent guardian, don't be afraid to reach out. See if we're a fit. Give it a shot. I mean, there's people out there, I don't want no dang old bikers going around. You never know. We might be the key to helping that child open up especially when we got to go to court. Because we don't know what happened to that child until we go to court.
No, exactly. Doc, how about you?
Oh, just we need to break the chains of child abuse. We're trying to do everything we can to help stop it, get the awareness out there, get people talking about it. That's part of what we do in empowering these kids. That's just a feeling that nobody gets paid in BACA. Everything is all volunteer, from international president all the way down. How we get paid is seeing that child become a child again.
Well, I hear the music in the background means we're coming to a close, but guys, we want to thank you so much.
And we want to have you back soon. We're not done talking about this.
Real quick, what's your next upcoming event where people can come out and see you?
So we have our poker run July 19th. That sign up is 10 to noon at Frontier Harley Davidson.
Excellent. Well, very good. Sherry, what a great show. Thank you for sharing your story.
Awesome.
Guys, thank you so much. Harrison, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at Cobble